Bungee jumping, skydiving, spelunking and swimming with the sharks can be some of the tourist activities that can get your heart pumping to the extreme. And you just can't deny that the adrenaline rush is like no other and will give you fodder for stories in generations to come. Sometimes the journey is even better and more extreme than the destination. These roads have proven themselves to be the most dangerous that man have ever crossed. Many have met their fate by traversing these perilous routes. Some have lived to regret seeing others die, while a lucky few have lived up to the glory and rush of reaching the end of the road and back. Arequipa Road, Chile. Underestimating a road can ultimately lead to death. This is one of the main causes of accidents in Chile's Arequipa Road. Looking at pictures of the road will lull you into a false sense of security with its flat and wide open expanse that attracts speed chasers. Sichuan Tibet Highway, China. This 4,000-kilometer long road might be a breathtaking view wherein travelers at an altitude of 5,000 meters can witness the sunrise atop sweeping mountains and set without having reached their destination. Breathtaking has taken a more literal meaning as it has taken the breath of life from its travelers. For every 100,000 drivers passing through, there would be 7,500 deaths that were caused by avalanches, rock slides, poor weather conditions, and altitude headaches. Patopalopadipaki Road, Greece. With no markings to guide your way, you may just be driving along the narrow road with no guardrails but filled with potholes, and plunge to your death the next minute without realizing you have driven off the road. This 23-kilometer road changes altitude and steepness drastically from a 500-meter elevation up to 1,160 meters in its highest. The roads are often slick when there is rain and there is almost zero visibility during certain times of day and during the night due to lack of lighting and sign, and the heavy mist and fog. Passage de Gois, France. Passing by this road takes planning and courage as the road disappears twice a day due to high tide, and being trapped inside your vehicle with water around you is something that you wish to avoid. Vehicles would suddenly disappear when the high tide comes and the weather does nothing to help. When the high tide recedes, slippery seaweed is left on the road and can cause skidding and other driving hazards. Interestingly, though, this road was favored twice for the Tour de France because of its slippery surface. Luxor Al Hurghada Road, Egypt. While most drivers prepare for inclement weather, drivers passing by the Luxor Al Hurghada prepare for bandit and terrorist attacks. And as counterintuitive as it sounds, turning of your headlights while driving by buys you a little time by being invisible from these attackers, which in turn also makes you invisible to other drivers and makes the road ahead of you invisible, too. Frankly, there is no sure way of winning while enduring the 4-hour drive until you reach the end of the road. But why do people still choose to pass by this road? Hurghada is Egypt's third largest city that is on the Red Sea coast, thus a hub for scuba diving resorts is one of Egypt's main tourist destinations, and driving by this road in daylight affords you a free ticket to the world's greatest open-air museum with its temple ruins. The way to Fairy Meadows, Pakistan. Letting yourself be deceived by the name is a mistake that may cause your life if you choose to travel this road. The road leads to a village near a very picturesque destination that is about 3,300 meters above sea level, named Fairy Meadows. This trail is not fairies and sunshine, as it is an unstable and narrow mountain road that only exists due to villagers of the mountain carving it hundreds of years ago and with infrastructural development from the government up to this day. Travelers often traverse this treacherous road to either get to the Fairy Meadows or to start their climb atop 9th highest mountain, which is the Nanga Parbat, or the Killer Mountain. This road is only open and accessible during summer and can be closed anytime when access is blocked. Skipper's Canyon Road, New Zealand. Built in the late 1800s with only black gunpowder and hand drills by miners wanting to access gold mines, this road has remained unchanged for more than a century. It is one of the most scenic roads in New Zealand and attracts daredevils and courageous travelers. However, passing by this road means you have to give up travel insurance coverage, as it is explicitly not covered by any travel insurance due to being one of the most dangerous roads in the world. It is so narrow that if you happen to meet another vehicle along the way, one of you would have to back up for a couple of kilometers until you reach a point wide enough for the other to pass. Taro Kokoj Road, Taiwan. Despite being a narrow road full of blind curves, sharp turns that have been carved through mountains and cliffs, dilapidation, and landslides, travelers will be amazed at how many locals and tourists vie for road space. Whether on foot, car, scooters, bicycles or tour buses, there will never be a lack of people traveling to and fro via the Taroko Gorge Road. Jiuliang Tunnel Road, China. Much like Taiwan's Taroko Gorge Road, China's Jiuliang Tunnel Road was carved out the side of a mountain by local villagers who wanted to connect with civilization in a less extreme way. The villagers' only way down before this was steep, narrow stairs embedded on the sides of the mountain. Even during construction, it was already a dangerous undertaking as it claimed the lives of several villagers. Passing through this 13-foot wide tunnel road may be a beautiful or a hair-raising experience, depending on how you see it. There is almost no margin for error while driving through this road, and the mountains do not tolerate mistakes. The Himalayan roads. Mental and physical preparation is needed to traverse any one of the network of roads leading to the Himalayas, located all over India and Tibet. Even cyclists are often discouraged if they are not experts, since a little accident can spell death due to the distance from any emergency or first aid services or facilities. The roads are dotted with crashed cars and upturned buses, which serve as an ominous sight even for the bravest of souls. Although these roads are closed during winter and rain, there is still the danger of landslides and melting glacier during the spring and summer. James Dalton Highway, Alaska. The highway may be one of the most gorgeous and serene-looking traps you will ever be in, especially in the long winter. Some have been fooled into thinking that this road is where you escape to when you want some peace of mind, but what they failed or refused to believe is that this highway is not as pretty as it seems, being filled with potholes and flying rocks brought by the wind. The road is mainly designed for trucks and not private vehicles, and it is highly suggested that survival gear will always be packed in your car with you. There are 8 official rules when going through this road that have been made by the U.S. Department of the Interior, Bureau of Land Management, and it would help to memorize them by heart before you start driving. North Youngers Road, Bolivia. Christened as the Death Road and the world's most dangerous road, it claims around 200-300 lives a year, and that is despite the modernization that started in 2006, which included enlarging the carriageway from a 1-lane to 2, laying asphalt on the pavement, and building a new and safer section that would bypass this section. The new route has modern constructions, multiple lanes, pavement, and guardrails. But travelers still cannot shake off the allure of the danger and beauty that comes with the crossing the northern and most dangerous part of the Youngers Road. Cyclists and tourists have spiked in number during the recent years, and they now compose a majority of the death toll. Will you dare travel these perilous roads for the fun of it, or if someone paid you? We'd like to hear about your thoughts and scariest road experiences down on the comments section. If you are one of the bravest souls to have traveled these roads, we would love to hear all about it. Share this video with your friends and they might just like it, too.